Right, kia ora team, and welcome to episode 35 of Yarns with Beef and Matt, brought to you by LSKD and Frog Grips. I'm Beef.
I'm Matt.
And joining us today is a young man that I don't know a hell of a lot about, but that's exactly why we're getting him on. He is the fourth piece to the CrossFit Torian puzzle. It's Jack Jeffery. How are you, bro?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
No worries, man. How's your morning been?
Yeah, not too bad. I had a PT client in the gym, and then Christy and I did some bike erg stuff, and here we are.
Nice. Are you at Torian right now?
Yeah, I'm just in the office. So if you hear any country music or Royce yelling,
Yeah.
you know what's happening.
Did Royce give you an hour off to do this?
Yeah. He allowed me to do this. Take a break.
That's the one. We had to check with Marnie, make sure it was all kosher with Royce.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, so look, how we're going to start this, we're going to send it back, but you're actually quite young anyway. So you don't have to go back too far, but before CrossFit growing up, what was life like for you, mate?
Before CrossFit, so I was born and raised in Brisbane, so I lived there my whole life. My main sport growing up was soccer, so I played that like fairly competitively for most of my younger years, and then as I got towards like senior school, started to get into like regular gym, hitting the squat, bench, and deadlifts, and kind of found CrossFit through that a little bit. And yeah, there's a funny story about my first CrossFit workouts, but we can go into that if you guys want to.
Yeah, man.
Send it.
Look into it.
So I was like, it was my last year or so playing soccer, and I've been going to regular gym, and I put on a bit of size, and my coaches were not happy about that. They thought I was getting a bit unfit. So I'd heard of this thing called CrossFit through Netflix. I just watched the like training documentary and the 2016 games, I think it was, when they had Murph.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, those guys are meant to be like the fittest on earth, and I may as well give it a go to help my fitness for soccer. So I did Murph as my first workout.
Oh, true.
Yeah. In a Snap Fitness with two of my friends. We ran outside with the key card in our pockets, came back inside. We taught ourselves to do kipping pull-ups that week, and we did Murph. And then I think I did it like 3 or 4 more times before the season started. So
true.
That was my pre-season prep.
Nice.
You went straight into the deep end there, bro.
What was your time on your first Murph?
I can't remember exactly. It was below an hour, but I know one of my friends beat me.
Oh yeah.
He was a good like cross country runner, and so when he beat me, I was like, all right, we'll go again in a month. Let me train for this, and then had to beat him the second time around.
Shucks. Under an hour for first ever CrossFit workout. Murph at that.
No weight vest, no weight vest.
Okay.
Even still.
Yeah.
Even still. So was that your last year of football? We call it football, by the way. It's not soccer.
He'll get real upset when you call it soccer.
On that.
I call it football too, but I've just been bullied by society over here into calling it soccer.
Nah,
so.
Fuck society. It's called football.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad we got that clear.
Sweet, right.
That was my last year of school. So I played in the first 11 team, and then at the end of the year, I was kind of sick of the politics that surrounds playing football and trying to get into the top teams. And so part of what drew me into CrossFit was like it's pretty black and white. Like, what was your time? What weight did you lift? And that was pretty enticing to me as coming from that kind of football background where you got to make everyone happy and know the coaches and all that stuff to try to get into different teams or whatever.
Yeah. So coming out of school, you get into CrossFit then. So you would have missed all the teenage sort of divisions in that, eh?
Yeah, I didn't time it well. So when I finished school, I put all my money at the time into buying a barbell and plates at home because I didn't have a license at that point. So it was a bit hard for me to go to a CrossFit gym. So I just, kind of started doing it at home in the garage, much to the annoyance of the neighbors and the parents dropping a barbell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did that for a little while, like kind of self-taught a little bit on like the Olympic lifts and stuff like that. And then yeah, once I got my license, then I finally joined up to a gym that was like 20-minute drive away called CrossFit Speed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're saying you left school and then you started training at home because you weren't able to get to a CrossFit gym. But I did see in your bio you're a coach at CrossFit Torian. I'm just wondering. I'm not sure of the timeline. Was there any other did you have any other jobs in between leaving school and becoming a coach at Torian?
Yeah, I worked reception at a medical center for a little while.
Oh, nice.
One of my friends' parents just got me the job, so I did that for about a year while I trained at CrossFit Speed, and then Torian put the job posting up on Instagram, and I kind of sat on it for like a week or two and didn't apply, and then finally was like, oh, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I have no experience, but that'd be like such a cool opportunity. And then yeah, got an interview the next week with Mike and Dasha, who was the manager at the time, and then started about a week after that. So yeah.
Oh, nice. So what have you got your L2, L1 at the moment? Anything like
L1. Yeah, I need to get the L2. Lily keeps telling me I gotta go do that.
It's a great course, bro. It's to be fair, it's easier than the L1 to pass, and you actually learn a shitload more. So yeah, get after it.
I do want to do it, but to be honest, I'm hoping that this year we podium at the pro, and then I can get it for free, because that's what they do. They give you the free L1, L2. So
I think
that's kind of my plan with that.
If CrossFit Torian, I'll put it to them now. If you're not paying for Jack's fucking L2, no, that's sick, man. So no aspirations to go to university or anything like that, get a degree or anything like that?
Well, yeah, I did. So all while doing that, I was at uni studying economics, so completely different to what I'm doing at Torian. But so I did that full time for 3 or 4 years, and I finished that last year. So
nice.
Now that I don't have to put too much energy into that, I'm kind of just focusing on training and putting my full effort into this season for the team.
Yeah. So at what point during the journey did you decide, CrossFit is something that you want to pursue competitively and almost as a career?
I before I'd even done any workout at an affiliate, I found out about regionals and everything like that, and I set the goal of I really want to go to regionals. That was what I wanted to do, and then sure enough, they canned regionals the year after, so that was perfect timing for me. But yeah, so pretty much straight away I knew that it was something that I wanted to compete in for sure.
Did you do any of the sanctional events after regionals?
Nah, I wasn't good enough then. I did. I was training a little bit with Matt Gilpin.
Yeah.
I don't know if so I trained with him, and he would just smash me in everything every day. There was no workouts that I would beat him in. Of course, because he was a great athlete, and so I just wasn't at that level yet. And then when I joined Torian, actually, one of the questions in the interview, Mike was asking me, do you want to compete? What do you want to do in the sport? And I said I wanted to go to a sanctional, or I don't even know if it was a semi-final yet.
What year did you join Torian?
2020, so that would have still probably been
sanctionals,
right?
Yeah, sanctionals.
Yeah, so that I told him that, and he probably thought, good luck, kid, because everyone comes in saying they want to do that. But then the next year, I was lucky enough to qualify.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, because I've got on your games profile that 2020 was your first open.
Yeah. 2020 was the first one, and then because I started just after the open at the affiliate in 2019, so I missed out on that one. Did 2020, and then 2021 was my first proper season, I guess.
You and Royce, because you've kind of flown under the radar, but in plain sight. Like, you've always been on Royce's story in his shed and that, and, you know, in the barn. So, like, yeah, in plain sight, been flying under the radar. Obviously a hell of an athlete if you can keep up with Royce and train with him. When did he decide to just, you know, pull you under his wing and be like, let's give this a crack?
So for my first like 2 or so years, I was actually getting coached by Matt Gilpin. And he was programming for me. Even when I started working at Torian, he was still coaching me. And so, yeah, I was just following his stuff. And then I followed him right up until 2022, when I didn't make it for the pro, and I decided that I wanted to train with Royce a bit more and kind of try to keep up with him as best as I could. But to be honest, before that point, I wasn't good enough and didn't have the tolerance to the amount of volume that he did. Like, I would train with him maybe once or twice a week tops, but that was all I could handle at that point. So yeah, kind of did my own thing for a little while, and then jumped in with him after quarterfinals in 2022, and that was a rough first couple of weeks.
Yeah, shit, I bet. Man.
Yeah. Our first workout was like this legless rope climb, burpee box jump over, and we still talk about it to this day. I almost called Matt right away. I was like, "Take me back. I can't do this."
I'm sorry, Matt.
Oh man, how's your pickleball skills?
Oh, I'm better than Royce.
Oh shit! Love that.
If we see next week, Jack's been kicked out of the team, we'll know why.
Yeah.
No, that's massive. Yeah, like you were saying, you've flown under the radar because you're not too loud on socials, but you are quite active and quite often involved with the CrossFit Torian team. But yeah, walk us through a bit of your like professional career so far, because you said you qualified for sanctionals. He's the history book, this guy. But yeah, walk us through a bit of your career, because now you've found yourself on quite an elite team. Obviously, they won the Torian last year and went to the games. So walk us through sort of what you have been through thus far, and now you're potentially looking at maybe a spot at the games this year.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so 2021, that was my second open, and I think I was like 100 and something, like low hundreds in the open that year. And I'd kind of looked at the numbers, and I'd done previous open workouts and didn't think I really had a shot at qualifying for the Torian Pro. So when quarterfinals rolled around, it was me, Royce, and Will were all kind of doing the workout together at the gym. And I did not think I was going to qualify at all. I almost didn't even film the first workout. Like, I literally said to Royce, I'm like, "Oh, do I even bother? Like, is it worth it?" And he convinced me to. And then after the first day, I was sitting in I think I was sitting in top 40s or something like that. Which was a huge shock. I did not expect that at all. And then the next day, I was like pretty close to Will on the wall ball row workout, and then that night I messaged Royce, I'm like, "I'm coming over to do the front squat again." So I went over at 9 o'clock at night, redid the front squat to get like 3 more kilos, and then we came in on the Sunday to redo the snatch burpee one, and it was a pretty awesome day. Like, a bunch of members came in, and we Royce, Will, and myself, we all went like 40 seconds faster, and we were like, "Holy crap, like we've done it. I'm gonna make it, I think." And then the leaderboard dropped, and I was in 31st, but I knew that Rob wasn't doing it. So I knew that I was in, and that was my first time like at a big competition, and qualifying individual was quite a shock to the system. You could say I was pretty nervous. So that was how I sort of started. The year after, like I said, I missed out on the individual, but we realized that we qualified a team for the quarterfinals. So we kind of pulled together a team last second and then qualified a team. And that was actually really good for me because I really enjoyed the training, but also competing on a team was like really fun. I found I pushed myself a lot more when I got people relying on me. So that was 2022, and then 23 I decided I was going to go team again. And I kind of knew that if we put together a good team, we could have a shot at the games. So we got a few people from Torian, and Jono, one of the other guys from another local gym, he joined us, and so trained for that, and we came fourth. We missed out by like 1 point. And then after that, the guys a few months ago asked me to be on the team, and couldn't say no to that opportunity. So here we are.
Yeah, for sure. Last year was it? Were you called Torian Gold? Was it you guys?
Torian Black.
Torian Black. There was a Torian Gold though.
No, not. There might have been like in the community division, but not in the elite, not inside.
Yeah, I don't know, getting them mixed up there. So first year individual, you miss out, then you go team. What was I going to ask? Were you thinking of going individual this year, and then they asked doing a team, or are you pretty much like locked into teams now?
I will go back to individual at some point. When last season finished, there was a bit of time there where, like, obviously these guys still had their season going. They were going to the games, and I didn't really know what I was gonna do for a while. And then with Swanee's injury, I was kind of like, I was hoping they'd ask me, but I didn't expect it. Like, I knew that it's a pretty top team, and I would definitely be the least experienced if I was to join the team. So I just tried to, I kind of treated a few months when they got back from the games, I felt like I was on trial in training. Like I was trying, like pushing really hard and trying to like prove myself to those guys, even though I'd already been training with them like every day for a couple of years. I still was just trying to do my best and prove that I was like worthy of that position. And then it was at we did the down under qualifiers, and I felt like they were like kind of testing me and seeing if I was going to qualify, and like watching to see if I was good enough. And then after we did a local comp, and Royce and I did it as a pair, and Christy and Marnie did it as a pair, and they won and we both won. And then afterwards, you might have seen that photo of the four of us with the medals on. Yeah. And we got that photo, and then afterwards Royce turned to me and he goes, "Oh, we can use this photo for our team announcement." Oh, and man. I just kind of laughed. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's funny." And then he's like, "Nah, like serious. If you want the spot, it's yours." And so then obviously I said yes.
Yeah, that's got to feel pretty special, man, because it's an elite team and they want to win. I mean, we've interviewed them all now, and they're all pretty gutted of how last year ended. In their own ways, but like that's an elite team, man. There's a lot of pressure comes with that. Now you're on the team. Do you feel the pressure, or are they pretty good at like taking it as it comes?
The first few team sessions, like particularly when we got on the worm, I was pretty nervous for them. And yeah, but after a couple of sessions as a team, it just like felt like good. I felt natural with them, and didn't feel like I was falling behind or anything like that. So I felt like I was a part of it and good enough to be with them. So at this point, like I still feel that pressure. That definitely is still there, but it's a lot better than it was initially.
Yeah. The closest thing I could think of was like when I made my first like senior rugby team, getting the call up. I'd be so nervous I'd like drop the ball when I get past. Like, fuck, they're gonna drop me straight away. It's like
Yeah.
But no, that's me.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, what if I put my hands the wrong way on the worm and Chrissy yells at me
Can't just hold the synchro on the rig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
No, that's awesome, man. You guys definitely look like you're gelling well as a team online, from what we can see over here. The Open has just passed. Obviously, you do have to qualify, or you complete the Open as an individual. How did you find the Open, bro?
I actually really liked it this year. I thought they were like good workouts. Like there wasn't anything too heavy, but let's be real, that last thruster was heavy for most of us at that point in that workout. So yeah, I thought they were good tests. I was happy with how I went. And yeah, it was good fun, like kind of racing the rest of the guys in the Friday Night Lights here at Torian. So it was good.
Yeah, that looks sick too, bro. You giving Bailey Martin a run for his money?
Oh, the second workout, the first one he crushed. He was untouchable in that. The second one, he beat me by 6 meters.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like on the other side of the room, so I didn't know where he was exactly, but I knew we were pretty close. And that workout, the 20-minute AMRAP, it's a real snail race back and forth, and someone trips on their double unders, and you make up a little bit here and there, and but in the end, he got me by 6 meters. So one rep.
You didn't think about sneaking back in later that night and just
No, definitely not. No, all one and done for me.
Yeah, that's me, bro.
Oh, they definitely all look like a one and done. How did you find 24.3? I've had a lot of feedback from people. It was the first set of muscle ups, and people are like, "Oh shit, this sucks." How did you go for 24.3?
So I'd kind of seen a few scores roll in throughout the day, and I thought that sub 10 would be like good for me. So I paced the first one, which was a couple people's mistake that they didn't do that. And then so my goal was just to try hold an EMOM for the second part, which is a fairly aggressive EMOM, if I'm honest. But yeah, I was able to hold on. I did it all unbroken, but just big rests in between. It got really grippy by the end of it for me.
Yeah, true. How much are you checking that leaderboard throughout the weekend?
I love looking at it. Like some people don't like to and they hate it, but I would look at it all the time, and I enjoy seeing people's scores roll in and where everyone's sitting, and even looking at the team leaderboard, it's kind of cool just to see where we're stacking up compared to some of the other top teams around the world.
Yeah, hard out. When it comes to submitting your score, are you like as soon as you finish it, you upload, or are you the silent assassin? You wait for the last couple hours and then just fire it in there?
Nah, usually I put it in like right after, like I've got my score sheet there and just chuck it in, or at least that night, like I'm not saving it and hiding it from people.
It used to be the goes, man, when the 5-week open. You wouldn't, did you do any of the 5-week opens? Have you always been 3 weeks?
I think my first year was 5 weeks, but then after that it was 3. I'm so glad I didn't have to go through that. I would have hated that.
Bro, like, yeah, those old opens, because they used to mean so much for qualifying as well. You wouldn't see scores go up till like half an hour before cutoff, man. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and like well, in 2021 I was so nervous, because I was so close when I was like putting my scores in. So I can only imagine if I had to go through that for 5 weeks, not just one weekend, I would have been a wreck. Like I would have lost 10 kilos from stress.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man. It's actually ridiculous, like, because 2014 was my first open. Yeah, how different it is now. Now it's like you just fire score and no one cares. But like, man, you used to be doing like, we'd redo it like 3 times. Like, he's like, fuck, what were we doing? You know?
Yeah. I know Royce saying he did like over I want to say like 2,000 double unders in a weekend one time, just repeating one of the workouts.
Just trying to get like 4 seconds, 5 seconds better, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm so glad I didn't have to go through that.
Yeah. What a time.
Can't
what
relate.
Time of your life.
Can't relate.
Looking forward to this season, man. So quarterfinals just around the corner. You guys must be really ramping up your team trainings.
Yeah, training's been pretty crazy. We follow the Mayhem compete track for the most part, and then we just kind of make some of the workouts a team workout, and sometimes they have a team workout written in there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's the most volume I've ever done. It's been pretty crazy. So just trying to stay healthy and recover as best as I can between sessions. And so it's only next week now. So I think next week we'll do like a little bit of a deload, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we're good to go.
Yeah, deload on your training schedule would look like most people's fucking week of training. But it must be pretty exciting because I don't want to like count my chickens too fast. I know you have to qualify for the Torian and then for the games. But do you ever like look forward to like when you qualify, if you qualify for the games, you get to go train, you know, with Rich Froning and that side of things? Like you ever think about that?
Yeah, it's definitely that whole the whole experience of going over there and being there for a couple weeks at Mayhem before the games is something I'm like really looking forward to. So yeah, hopefully all goes well and I get to experience all that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Something I want to know. We're a couple of nations that froth a bit of banter. Are you guys throwing it back and forth in the DMs at all with old CrossFit Thunder from Down Under?
Nah, we haven't really. We kind of want to do some training sessions with them at some point. So I think that would be good. But nah, well, at least with myself, there hasn't been any. Maybe Royce has been talking shit, but
sounds like him.
Yeah. He started talking a bit of smack, just friendly banter to the one of the other teams that is training out of here, but they didn't say anything back, so it kind of felt like beating up on your little brother a little bit.
What's the general feeling around that? Because you guys are the number one team. We did like a little podcast a while ago, and we were trying to, I don't know, nut out what teams are coming where and that kind of thing. But
a little predictions show thing.
But you guys have been number one for a while now, and now you've got Thunder from Down Under coming through. Marnie sort of said, there are a lot of individuals. It'll be nice to see how they go as a team. But like, what's the overall feeling from you guys? Do you worry about what they're going to bring, or are you just focused on your own training?
I think we're all a little different in the team. I don't know really how the other guys feel about it. I definitely do worry. Just because of last year, how close I was, and we just missed out. So like I do think about the competition, and it's going to be pretty tough this year in the team division. So I'm just trying to do everything I can in my training so that I don't look back and go, I should have done that session, or I should have done this or that. So yeah, just don't want to leave any doubt afterwards.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think I'm looking forward to the games. There's a lot of big hitter teams coming out this season.
Super teams.
A lot of super teams I haven't seen for a while, and it's good. That's giving excitement around the teams again. Now, everyone reckoned because Rich left last year, it wasn't as good, but I reckon it still was. But then this year, man, the amount of super teams coming out, like Jamie Green going over to Europe, Noah Olsen's got his team. There's you guys, there's Khan's team.
I genuinely just hope there's better coverage this year for the teams, for you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. Yeah.
But going off what we were chatting about just before, it sort of segues into something I did want to ask, because it is a bit of an issue that we've asked quite a few guests. But you being a young gun coming up, like you were saying, it's a lot of pressure on you joining this team and just needing to perform. Do you ever encounter any sort of like burnout And if so, what do you do to sort of manage making sure that doesn't become a problem?
Good question.
I went deep.
I think, yeah. I don't know. I like looking back to last year. I think I probably was a bit like burnt out going into the pro. Like it, I don't know. It didn't really show as much in training, but I reflecting on it, I feel like it showed in my coaching. Like I just didn't have patience because I was just burnt out, tired, like all the time from all the training and everything. So I just didn't have that like patience with people while coaching like I usually do or like I should. So yeah, it definitely is something that can happen. I don't have a great answer on how I deal with it though, to be honest. Like last year I just got through the season and then dropped back the volume a bit and kind of picked out things in training that I wanted to focus on for a little while. So like particularly I wanted to work on my strength and like I had a couple little injuries, but I just picked out things that I could work on and then that was my focus. And I wasn't doing a crazy amount of volume, but just the right amount to enjoy it and still get some results from it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's like, you don't have to have an answer. That's a lot of people don't have an answer, but it's good that you have that awareness about it though, that it is something to be managed. Because a lot of times if you let it go under the radar, that's when it'll get you. So no, that's all good.
Yeah.
I think like your background's a bit different too. Like you missed all the teenage years of CrossFit competition. You did the team sport with your football and that, and I think that's massive for being able to control how you are in competitive sports, growing up in that team environment where you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for others and you have that camaraderie. So coming into CrossFit, you've already built a little bit of resilience around that kind of mindset anyway. And then, probably a no-brainer as to why you've slotted into these teams so well as well. So, that's probably a great answer that you gave us anyway. On that, like, because just listening to you now, man, you got a real like upbeat way of seeing things. Like even asking that question on burnout, you sort of like haven't had to think about it before because I don't think it's anything that you really worry about. Like it's like you get up and you do your training and you talk to people, you coach people. Is that something that you've sort of been brought up to sort of be like, be upbeat, always be present for others? Is that something that your parents have sort of always been key on?
I think for me, like I'm very much, I have my routine, and so pretty much every day of the week I do the same thing. Whether it's Tuesday, I'll do this. Wednesday, I'll do this, and I'm also a very like goal oriented person, so I have that as something that I'm looking towards always, and so like the routine each day and each week, and then having that direction of something that I'm working towards is kind of what just keeps me going, I guess. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, man. Do you have any goals or aspirations outside of CrossFit, or are we 100% locked in on CrossFit?
Right now I'm pretty laser focused. Like pretty much right now this year I'm just giving everything I have to this opportunity and this team, and then I'll figure everything else out after that.
Yeah, hard up. You're young enough, man, and you've got that you got that background of that backing of your university degree, so you can always fall back into that. What was it again? Economics.
Economics.
Is that that's a lot of maths, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
What was the
if you simplify it?
Yeah, like
bit of math.
We're on the same page. So
I've got a calculator.
You get it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was, just take it away from CrossFit, what was the reason behind that? What was the drive for economics?
It was something. Well, it's actually what my dad studied when he went to university, and like he was a he's been fairly successful like in his career, and when I finished school, I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to do, but he kind of inspired me to go down that track, and it opens quite a few doors in different areas for me. So it's not overly specific of a degree, but hopefully can set me up to some sort of success after CrossFit.
Yeah. Oh, sweet, man. And how is home life? Are you still living with your parents, or you moved out?
No, I moved out, would have been a bit over a year ago now. I live with Shania, my girlfriend, and Christy, actually. So,
hello.
Christy's my roommate, and so us three, we live 2 doors down from Roy.
Oh,
Bro, what do you do when she comes home with a couple bags of McDonald's?
Yeah, she frosts a bit of a drive-through.
Yeah, it's more KFC with Christy.
KFC, oh, Christy, stop
So
it.
after a couple of the open workouts, that was the treat.
Can't beat a bit of dirty bird, man. How was home life growing up? Parents, you got siblings as well?
Yep. So I've lived in the same house my whole life. One older brother. And yeah, parents are still together. So that's a positive. Great upbringing, and the competitiveness with the brothers definitely helped me in my sporting.
Does he get into a bit of CrossFit?
I've tried to get him into it. He played rugby growing up, actually. And then he was initially why I got into like regular Globo gym kind of stuff. But he's never done a proper CrossFit workout like at an affiliate. He does some workouts, and I'm like, Matt, that's CrossFit. Like you're literally doing sandbag cleans and bike erg. What are you talking about? But he won't call it that.
Just loves a bench, eh?
That's outrageous. His younger brother's like about to be one of the new superstars of the sport. Well, in our eyes anyway. And he's still bagging on CrossFit. Like, it's not CrossFit. Only CrossFit.
He won't do it.
Good fun. Does he play a bit of footy?
I don't know if he's playing this season or not, but he kind of has on and off for the last few years. So yeah, I don't know where he's at this year.
I just wanted to bring it back to football because you lit up the room with Matt when you called it football, but you might be able to bring it back down. What's your team?
Which one? Which sport?
Football.
Okay, good.
My favorite team, to be honest. Okay, I played it and I really enjoyed playing it, but I wasn't a huge watcher of the sport. Like I wasn't a huge fan. I would go to like the Raw games. So that was like my local team. And then I was always a big fan of Real Madrid. And I actually went over and trained there 1 year, like in their training center. And
at the Bernabeu.
No, at I forget what it was called. It's like outside of the city, their big training facility. I went on like a tour. And we did like a week at Real Madrid. We went to Sheffield United and like played a few of the local teams as well. So because of that experience, they're probably like my favorite team.
That's cool. Yeah, it's always safe to choose a Spanish team. You don't get much hate. I grew up in England, so you were on the line if you said the wrong team. About ready to hang up.
Oh no, we're turning it into a footy chat.
Who's your favorite team?
Growing up a staunch Manchester United fan.
All through the 90s. They're my favorite too. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Sweet. We'll keep you on, Jack. One thing we did glaze over was, I'm going to get shit for this. I should have done more research, but last season you did qualify for Down Under, eh?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you get individual team?
Individual last year. Yeah.
How was that, mate?
It was like, it was good to get out there and get a bit more experience individually, but especially the first day, I felt a bit lost without teammates. Like, and I don't I didn't push anywhere near as hard as I do when I'm on a team. So yeah, after that, like I definitely will go back to individual at some point, but after that, I was keen to get back on a team and get back into that style of competing and training.
I sort of see you as like a Angelo DiCicco type character. Like he's been under Rich Froning's wing for the longest time. Yeah. Did a little bit individual, and then he always said he's like, yeah, I'll do individual. That now he's like taken Rich's spot, and it's like, you probably never thought of this, but like maybe maybe Royce is trying to do that for you. Like, yeah, no, you're not getting individual, mate. You're taking my spot when I retire.
I don't know what his plans are for me.
No, that's good, man. And did you go Waterpalooza as well?
Nah, no. I didn't go. No.
Did you do the qualifiers for that?
Nah, I didn't even try this year.
Oh, fair enough, man.
I might give it a go next year.
Yeah, man, looks like a bit of a vibe. Sweet as.
That's definitely one of the comps I'd be keen to do.
Yeah, man. You, Rich, who'd be the third? Oh, I'll jump in. I'll come over.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nah, like you, Rich, and Bailey or something like that. That'd be good. Shit, that'd be a hell of a team.
Big Bailey.
Big Bales. New Zealand's own. Don't claim them. Don't claim them. Oh, awesome, man. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of the season. Like we'll probably aim to wrap it up pretty soon, but looking forward to the rest of the season. How are you feeling going forward into quarterfinals and semis? How are you feeling? And with the team as well.
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I feel definitely the fittest and strongest that I've ever been personally, and all the team workouts that we've been doing have been going really well, and happy with how our results were in the Open. So hopefully we can just kind of keep that momentum rolling into quarters and semis.
No niggles or anything, eh? Hey, you got 2 good elbows.
Yeah, 2 good elbows.
Good man. Good man.
No, that's awesome, man. Hey, thanks for jumping on. We do have a little question to finish on, but thanks for jumping on. Is this your first podcast? You do many podcasts?
I've done one before.
Yeah.
Natural.
Yeah, so hopefully it wasn't too bad.
No, it's good, man. I think the reason we wanted to get you on is because you are on a very high-profile team, but, not many people know enough about you, and I'm sure there's a lot more to you, and I look forward to seeing you progress in the sport and getting to know you a bit better, as well as the rest of the community, I'm sure, wants to get to know you as well. So, thanks for sitting down, and best of luck for the season. But the way we're ending these shows now is the previous guest asked the next guest a question, and we had Shane Orr on last week, so he has left you a question. But he's going to ask. I asked the last one, so B's going to ask this one.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Shane Orr would like to know what is on your bucket list.
My bucket list?
Just the number one thing on your bucket list, like something you really want to do.
Go to the CrossFit game. It's easy for me.
Boom.
Come on, Shane. Up your game.
Yeah.
Is that not obvious?
All right. I'll throw it back. What's one thing outside of CrossFit that's on your bucket list?
Outside of CrossFit. I don't know. I'm too laser focused at the moment.
All right.
I don't know. Probably to go traveling with Shania. That's something that we've been wanting to do for a little while, and we were hoping to do it last year, but we've kind of put that off. So hopefully if we get to go to the games this year, then we plan on doing a couple of weeks over in the States afterwards. So that's
awesome.
Yeah, sweet. That's my answer.
One thing that was on my bucket list I've ticked off was hold a snake.
Hold a snake.
Ooh.
Terrifying, mate. I hated it.
I never want to do that. I'm bringing up again. How the fuck do you live in Australia? Everything wants to kill you.
It's not that bad.
It is though. It is.
No, it's really not. Like, there's only a couple of snakes that I've seen in my life, and it's really not that bad. There's not that many spiders.
You say that.
One
is too many, Jack. One is too many.
Actually, there's a kangaroo that lives around us that's like so big that it'll go in like our neighbor's front lawn, and Christy will be like too scared to walk across to Royce's place if it's out there.
I would be too, man. They are massive.
It's huge, yeah.
I've seen like videos of like farmers having to like wrestle their dogs off of kangaroos because they're just so aggressive. And just crocodiles. I imagine they're in every body of water.
Okay, we're gonna go through the whole predator list here if we carry on.
Nah, not down in business. We're good.
Good stuff, man. Hey, thanks for coming on, having a yarn with us, and we look forward to seeing what you do for the rest of the season. Hopefully, we can catch up with you prior to the pro.
Yeah, we'll be in Brisbane a few days before the pro, so hopefully we can. We're just going to drop by and just annoy you guys. So don't worry.
Yeah, sure.
Got unfinished business against Royce
Torian.
with pickleball.
Yeah.
It's on, Roycey boy. Taking you down this time. Just before we go, is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Quick shout out to Shania, my number one supporter. So yeah.
Oh, good.
Bam.
We'll leave it there, eh?
Easy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
thanks,
Jack
guys.
Jeffery.
Beauty, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you, mate.